Hey there, ever played a game of Jenga? You know, where you carefully stack those wooden blocks hoping the tower won't come crashing down with just one wrong move? Well, think of our world leaders as those blocks, and their safety as the sturdy foundation keeping the whole tower from toppling over. You see, being a world leader isn't just about sitting in fancy offices and attending high-profile meetings. It's about being the foundation that holds everything together, like the glue in a well-built Lego set. But what happens if that glue starts to weaken? Chaos, my friend, absolute chaos. That's why keeping our world leaders safe isn't just about their personal well-being. It's about maintaining the stability of entire nations, the global economy, and even the very fabric of world peace. In this video, we're about to embark on a journey through the fortress-like security measures surrounding the top 5 most guarded leaders out there. So grab your hard hat and flashlight, because we're about to uncover the secrets of protecting the pillars of global stability. Number 1. Vladimir Putin, the Russian president. Vlad the Impaler. We mean Putin, the man, the myth, the controversy. This guy's been running the show in Russia for over 2 decades, making waves in global politics like a bull in a china shop. Now, when it comes to security, Putin's got it locked down tighter than Fort Knox during a zombie apocalypse. Seriously, you'd have better luck sneaking past a pack of hungry wolves than getting anywhere near this guy. Picture this, Putin's got his own personal posse, the Presidential Security Service. These guys are like ninjas on steroids, trained in everything from martial arts to hand-to-hand combat. They're armed to the teeth with gadgets straight out of a James Bond flick, encrypted communication devices, bulletproof rides that could take a hit from Godzilla, and drones patrolling the skies like overprotective parents. But wait, there's more. Putin's got his own entourage of bodyguards, aka Putin's Musketeers. These guys are tougher than a $2 steak and stick to him like glue. Whether he's at a fancy schmancy event or just hitting up the local grocery store for some borscht. They're the human shields, the crowd control experts, and if push comes to shove, they take a bullet for him quicker than you can say vodka shot. And let's not forget about cybersecurity. Putin's team is like the digital Avengers, using state-of-the-art software and encryption to keep his messages safe from prying eyes. They're the virtual watchdogs, keeping an eye on every pixel like a hawk on a mouse. Now, about his official aircraft, Putin's got access to several, including a modified Ilyushin Il-96-300. While the specifics of its modifications are classified, you can bet they're packed with state-of-the-art security features like electronic countermeasures, encrypted communications systems, and reinforced armor plating to keep the president safe in the skies. With his finger on the button of the world's most advanced nuclear arsenal, Putin's not just a global power player, he's the king of the hill, the top dog in the yard. Number 2. Donald Trump, the former president of the United States. The one and only Donald Trump, former president, billionaire extraordinaire, and the man who turned Twitter into his personal soapbox. This guy's more than just a former leader of the free world. He's a walking, talking empire worth a cool $2.5 billion. That's enough cash to buy your own private island and still have some change left for a gold-plated yacht. Now, being the commander-in-chief of the United States isn't just a walk in the park. It's like playing a never-ending game of protect the VIP. And let us tell you, Trump took security to a whole new level. Guarding him and his clan didn't just cost an arm and a leg, it was more like an entire body. The man's security detail was no joke, with layers upon layers of protection to ensure his safety at all times. We're talking about a jaw-dropping $120 million set aside by Congress in 2017 just to keep the Trumps safe and sound. Enter the Secret Service, the ultimate bodyguards with a touch of James Bond flair. These folks aren't your average security guards. They're more like a crack team of ninjas armed to the teeth and ready to pounce at the first sign of trouble. With over 7,000 members, they're like a small army, but with better haircuts and fancier suits. They had Trump's back 24/7. Making sure every nook and cranny of the White House was locked down tighter than a pickle jar. From Air Force One to the Oval Office, they were there, ready to fend off any would-be intruders with a swift kick and a snappy one-liner. But it wasn't just physical threats they had to worry about, oh no. These guys were also on high alert for cyber shenanigans, fending off hackers like digital samurais protecting their digital castle. And if anyone dared to mess with Uncle Sam's cyber turf, you better believe the Secret Service was on the case faster than you can say Russian hackers. And let's not forget about the White House itself, an impenetrable fortress. With snipers on rooftops, bomb-sniffing dogs on patrol, and enough surveillance cameras to make Big Brother blush, it's like living in a high-tech version of Fort Knox. Number 3. Kim Jong Un, the supreme leader of North Korea. Welcome to the enigmatic world of Kim Jong Un, the supreme leader of North Korea. A man who's turned secrecy into an art form and protection into a full-blown extravaganza. Picture this. Kim Jong Un's got a personal army of over 100,000 soldiers. Because nothing says security like having your own mini-army, right? These guys are like the bouncers at the world's most exclusive club. Except instead of checking IDs, they're making sure nobody gets within spitting distance of their beloved leader. And let's not forget about the Workers' Party of Korea, aka Kim's personal cheerleading squad. These folks have got his back, front, and sides covered with their state security department, which is like the Avengers but with more propaganda and fewer spandex suits. Now, about those loyal bodyguards, imagine a pack of Secret Service agents mixed with men in black, all wearing identical black suits and shades, ready to pounce on any threat faster than you can say, rocket launch. They're so dedicated, they'd probably take a bullet for Kim Jong Un without even breaking a sweat. Talk about job commitment. But it's not just about being tough. These bodyguards are like a well-oiled machine, trained in martial arts and coordination. They're like a synchronized swimming team, except instead of water, they're navigating a sea of potential threats. And let's talk surveillance. North Korea's got cameras everywhere, like a paranoid parent keeping tabs on their rebellious teenager. Their spy gear is so advanced they could probably tell you what color socks you're wearing from space. And then there's the propaganda machine, Kim Jong Un's personal hype squad. They're out there making him look like the coolest kid on the block, just to keep any potential troublemakers at bay. We mean, when your government's telling everyone you're practically a deity, who's gonna mess with you? Speaking of dissent, North Korea doesn't mess around, think about it. If you so much as think about whispering a complaint, you're in for a world of hurt. We're talking vanish into thin air levels of punishment. And as if all that weren't enough, North Korea's like a fortress on steroids. No outsiders getting in, and good luck trying to escape if you're not happy with the status quo. Kim Jong Un's basically living in his own little bubble, safe and sound from any foreign or internal threats. Number 4. Pope Francis, the leader of the Catholic Church. The Pope. A figure so revered he's practically got a direct line to the big guy upstairs. But when it comes to security, Pope Francis isn't taking any chances. Nestled within the fortified walls of Vatican City, Pope Francis reigns supreme over one of the most heavily defended territories on the planet. And leading the charge in his defense? The Pontifical Swiss Guard, a squad of armored protectors who've been keeping the faith for over 500 years. It's like having your own personal army of medieval knights, but with better uniforms and fewer jousting matches. Now, these Swiss Guards aren't your average security detail. They're armed with some of the most cutting-edge weapons tech money can buy. From swords to semi-automatic rifles, they've got it all, ready to spring into action at the first sign of trouble. It's like having a team of James Bond wannabes on standby, except instead of martinis, they're sipping holy water. Their mission? To safeguard Pope Francis at all costs, making him the most well-protected religious leader on this side of heaven. It's like the Vatican's own version of Mission Impossible, but with a lot more praying and a lot less Tom Cruise. So, while the Pope may preach peace and love to the masses, behind the scenes he's got a squad of Swiss Guards ready to lay down the law, ensuring that nothing, not even a wayward pigeon, threatens his divine mission. Number 5. Xi Jinping, President of China. Now, let's talk about Xi Jinping, the man with a target on his back bigger than a bullseye at a carnival. Despite the lack of official stats, rumor has it that Xi has faced more assassination attempts than your average action movie hero. And can you blame him? I mean, China's a big old pot of simmering tensions, with folks from all corners of the political spectrum itching to take a shot at the big boss. That's why Xi's got a small army of bodyguards glued to him like Velcro 24/7. But here's the kicker. These aren't your grandma's bodyguards. Nope, they've got some high-tech backup in the form of helicopter drones buzzing overhead, keeping an eye out for any troublemakers trying to rain on Xi's parade. It's like something straight out of a sci-fi flick. But hey, when you're the top dog of one of the world's most populated and, let's face it, a little bit oppressive country, you've got to stay one step ahead of the game. Now, let's talk cybersecurity. Xi's not just worried about physical threats, he's also got to keep an eye on the digital world. That's where his team of tech wizards comes in, making sure his online presence is locked down tight. Hackers, forget about it. These guys are like digital ninjas keeping the bad guys at bay with their fancy encryption software and firewalls. So whether he's shaking hands with foreign leaders or chilling at home in China, you can bet Xi Jinping's got security on lock. And that's a wrap. If today's video left you wanting more, we've got just the thing for you. Check out our other video titled How Putin Protects Himself from His Haters, where we delve into the security measures Russian President Vladimir Putin takes to protect himself from potential threats in grave detail. You won't want to miss it. Until next time, stay safe and stay informed. Thanks for watching.